Hey guys, thanks for tuning in this video. On this video, I'm just gonna kind of do like an insider into Talo, which is the mobile app I'm building. So I actually submitted my app for review for the App Store as I'm getting very close to the launch date. And turns out it, like everybody says, it's pretty difficult to work with Apple. And honestly, from my experience, some of the things are actually good and some aren't. But I figured I'd just give an insider to share my review, one of my last reviews, just so you can kind of get a feel of some things that they may flag you or fail you for approval. So let's just jump right in and let me show you some of the things that they mentioned. So I'm on here right now. So we go to apps. This is the App Store Connect. This is where you'll do things like set up test flight and get your app builds out to the App Store. As you can see, it failed, it was rejected. And then if we go to the app review, I submitted this on the 13th, and we can say, as you can see, I submitted 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Now, FYI, what I will say is that two of these times were kind of just my lack of understanding of things, how this worked. And then on the third one was because I didn't give them credentials that they needed to log into the app. So really, I would say out of these 4, only 2 were legit. The first 2 were really quick responses. So yeah. So this review was the first, like they went through my app. This is what they got. So the first one is safety user generated content. What they're pretty much telling me is that there's this user needs to agree to terms when generating content and about being pretty much punished or for uploading like unsafe or just type of content that you shouldn't allow on your platform. Let's actually just look that up right now. EULA agreement. End user license agreement is a legally binding document defining the user's rights and restrictions using a specific software. So pretty much we're saying, hey, you have permission to add content to our platform. Yeah, that's kind of the benefit. It's just you're allowed to upload content on here, but part of the review also goes into monitoring for objectionable, like maybe political stuff, content, blocking abusive users, and they wanted me to have some type of way of removing these users or blocking them from my platform if they don't follow the rules, pretty much. The second thing was performance. So I have some ability to where if you have stories, I have stories on there. If you're not familiar with my app, it's all about about being, if you're a mixed culture family, maybe you're black and your wife is Polynesian, that's how my family is, or maybe you haven't been too involved with your family's culture. Our app is allow you to learn about your culture as well as find and engage with others of your culture. And then you can also listen to stories that are authentic to your culture. And that's what they're talking about is on that display. What I decided to do was if the story was a really long name, I would crop a portion of it and put like the dots in it. They didn't really like that, so they want me to show the whole story name regardless of how long it is and make it look really appealing. So that's one thing they wanted me to address. 2.1 information needed. This one was related to so I allow in-app purchases allow you pretty much on an app to upgrade for more experiences, get new avatars for your app or something, whatever. And these are like paid services. And I have that for you to get access to exclusive stories and other various features on the app. And I just gave them credentials for an account that has access to everything, and they wanted to see the experience of what it would be like if it was like a free account. So it wasn't that it wasn't working, they just want to have access to both experiences. One thing, this is like the big one that I have to work on the next week, is pretty much there was a lot of iPad related things where if you're submitting to the App Store and you want it to only be an iOS app, pretty much any iOS app can be emulated onto an iPad, and there's not really a way around it. And it used to be, I guess, where you didn't have to upload iPad screenshots, but they want iPad screenshots. And I did do that, but what I actually did was when I hired the Fiverr guy, contractor, they just stretched out the iPhone screenshots. And when they logged on with an iPad, they were like, this is not how it looks. So they want me to give actual iPad, screenshots. And they also want to make sure that if it doesn't look good, to make sure that you make the design look good on iPad. So it's kind of annoying because I really don't want my app to be for that, but it's kind of like no way around it. Here was another thing. I allowed users to see news. I'm kind of sharing some of the features of the app before launch, but there's news articles that you'll see that are global news that are related to your ethnicity. And again, this didn't look that good on iPad. It wasn't really optimized. So I saw that and I had to fix that. Yeah, crowded. So pretty much like 3 or 4 of these were related to the iPad for the most part when I looked into them. And they do give you screenshots on the review. Data collection. Okay, so this one is about account deletion. So I had this in the back end available, but I didn't integrate it to the front end, and they want users to be able to delete their account and all data related at any time. I actually have already created a ticket and implemented this, so it kind of got addressed. But yeah, they want you to be able to delete your accounts when you're doing a social related app. But as you can see, and these reviews are very thorough. Sometimes they give you documents related to different things. They also give you screenshots, which I'll show you where that is in a minute. Yeah, so that was really it, all related to my review. It wasn't a crazy, nothing like super logical change. The big thing for me was user content, like just like agreements saying that they're allowed to use the software to add content to my platform. They want to be able to delete their accounts and all the data related, and they also want me to make sure it's optimized for the iPad. So wasn't anything crazy, definitely a lot of work. As you can see, I created tickets for them, and I finished one already, another one I'm working on now. But yeah, that's what the app review looks like. As you can see, they also will sometimes they'll give you like notes at the top. They'll tell you what versions iOS built. So that's they'll kind of give you an insider to what the review would look like. And then it's pretty simple to you'll just go to edit and then edit your your build, whether you're adding a new build that you push up to address these things, whether it's screenshots or metadata for the app. It's pretty easy to address the submission, and you just press resubmit and then it goes. One thing I will say that I wanted to kind of debunk, this like word around town that it takes forever for Apple to respond. They've responded so fast. Like whether I submit in the middle of the night at like midnight or in the morning, they do hold true to the word about usually you will get a response within 24 hours. Even when they went through my whole app, it was done within 24 hours. So I definitely think within 48 hours you should expect to get a review. So yeah, that is what you can kind of expect if you get a rejection on your review. There's examples of some responses they may give you when you get rejected, and we'll cross our fingers that within a week I will have all this stuff addressed. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more Talo related content.